Sorry, messed up to start the show. Welcome in, everybody. What's up? We've got another episode live from Omaha, sort of. Somebody that's going to be on the show later will be live from Omaha, so I think it's what do you call that? It's like guilty by association. We're in Omaha, live in Omaha. So we are going to bring Kiv on later. The team just mentioned
it's like breaking news. This is like like Kiv's in the eye of the storm.
Exactly. And so we are live from Omaha. No big deal. We're ready to talk some Vol baseball. There is some football news. We've got it all this show. So we're definitely ready to bring you guys a great episode of more important issues. As always, I told you, Landon, I was like, on Monday, I was like, I don't think it's set in that like the Vols are in. I mean, they're playing for a national championship. They're in the final of it, but it hadn't set in. Now that I'm like, Kiv's coming on tonight to talk about it. I'm pumped. It's there. My heart's racing just thinking about it. It's a big week. It's fun.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
I'm very nervous, but
like we're here though. So it's like, this is what you work to get to.
Everything after this is gravy. Like this is all gravy.
Right. That's so weird.
It's very
like
weird.
It is, like you said last episode. It's like the Final Four. Like you made it to the Final Four. Now something's got to give.
And I've got great news. We get to just hop right into it. We've got, like I said, live from Omaha. We've got assistant baseball coach Ross Kivett on. Welcome back. Hey, I'm glad we got to make a routine out of this. How you doing tonight, Coach? How's Omaha?
Oh, dude, I've only been in here for like 6 total minutes. But it's been good.
Wheels are down.
Yeah, the wheels just touched down. We got the police escort to the hotel, and there's people all over the place. And I don't know if you saw what Sean tweeted, but there's people in the lobby. They're playing Rocky Top. It's exciting. It's good for the boys that they deserve this.
When I saw y'all walking into the hotel, the first thing I thought was it's the cute boys on campus. They get to experience it all.
Yeah, it was fun. I texted Landon after we won, after a few coaches pops, and I was like, gotta get back on because of it. So
yeah, we're the good juju now. We turn the tables. Yeah.
Well, I know maybe it was a pressure situation, but Saturday night, a couple drinks in, I was like, I gotta force his hand here. So I tweeted that you had to come back on.
Yeah, and I'm in. I mean, that Saturday night was not easy, obviously, for anybody, except for maybe Chad Dallas. Everything else, it seemed, came very difficult, and I'm just glad we won.
So what's the feeling around the team like? Is we feeling good? Like, how's practice been this week? What's it been like?
No, practice, people have asked me that. It feels like business as usual. I think maybe today was a little bit different. One, because we had youth camp in the morning, and then we practiced, and the campers were still there, and they're signing autographs in between their at-bats. Our normal Wednesday routine, which was kind of different, but they embraced it, and they're all superstars. I mean, they all handle any type of adversity well. I think the one thing I would say is different is we got to fly charter. This trip, and with COVID and the budget stuff early, we didn't get to. So some of our freshmen, first time doing it. I'm sure that now they've had a taste of it. They will be upset if Zerker ever books a commercial flight again.
There you go.
But as far as the mood, it seems business as usual. Monday was a little bit slower, but I can only assume why. And Tuesday and Wednesday have been really good work days. I'm excited to get out to Creighton tomorrow morning and practice, and then obviously TV on Friday.
So have you been to Omaha before?
Yeah, Coach V has been wearing me out in the meetings. I'm the only coach that hasn't played in Omaha in the College World Series. I used to play midweek games against Creighton here my junior and senior year. So I've played in the stadium before, so I can kind of help with the experience there for some of the players, especially the infielders. But as far as atmosphere, it's probably a little bit different than a Tuesday 6 o'clock start against Creighton.
Yeah, Creighton didn't have 24,000 on a midweek day.
Wait a minute. My research might have been for so Tony got to play he played in the College World Series?
He coached in it.
That doesn't count for my question. That doesn't count for my question. So that's good. Okay. So we've had you on the show, this is fourth time now?
Yeah, I think
and
so.
you failed to mention that you were you won Conference Player of the Year in 2013.
Well, I don't know. Are our recruits watching it? Because that's the only time I ever mention it.
So
what about you hitting for a reverse cycle?
I've done that. Against Nebraska. Now I'm in the state of Nebraska, so look at how that came full circle.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I did some research. I thought, man, I want to know who the best ball player on this staff was. I
would love that. I wasn't the best ball player, but
don't be humble. Don't be humble now.
I might have the better stats. I don't know about that. Zerker's in the Hall of Fame at Memphis.
Yeah, Zerker's a stud.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I was ready to ask you a capital J journalist question there, and maybe exactly maybe see who you got. If you guys are in your heyday, who's winning that head to head? Who's the guy?
Elander's a freak of nature as far as like strength and bat speed. Like he can hit it off a literal tee, right? Like you would put on when you were a kid and you would hit. He could hit it off the tee from home plate over our tee on the scoreboard. So he's obviously a big piece of why the hitting's so good and why it's been obviously the power numbers continue to rise throughout the year, but obviously each year we've been here as well. He's a big part of that. So I think he's probably the best hitter. Frank would tell you he's got the best arm, but I just let him tell me whatever he wants. Tony will tell you he was the best defender because he was a defensive replacement at Missouri, and that's my job on him. Clinton, our strength coach, actually played third base at Norfolk State and then went to the national championship D2 at Ashland University. He was a good ball player. He does not he gets enough credit in coaches post game, so he's not getting any credit here. And then Zerker at 400, man. Like I have the awards, but awards are, what did Tony say in one of his pressers, for lost souls or something? So I guess I'm a lost soul.
Sorry, I hated to bring that up. But
that's okay.
Well, no, the reason I was looking too is because you talk about how it's like business as usual, but it's a different. You're going playing. Thankfully, you all got to host regional and super regional. So it's just home. You get to sleep in your bed. Sure. It's nice. And how do you handle going away? It is nice. Tony did get to coach in one. Obviously, with Elander playing in one, they've been there. They've experienced that week. Is there anything changes in routine? Like, what's the process kind of looking like now that you're there?
It's a really good question. That is a journalist question. If you usually come on here and talk about chili and all random stuff.
Oh, I got plenty. Don't worry.
Serious. No, I think Tuesday's meeting, pre-practice, we went at night, which has been our routine throughout the entire postseason. And our pre-meeting was just basically hammering out what to expect when you get here. Remember we have Luke Bonfield as a grad assistant here who was a runner-up in the national championship series at Arkansas. So he was really good resource for our guys and talking about the experience. And Josh obviously played in it, and Tony's coached in it, and Frank coached in the national championship. So we kind of laid out, like, you're going to see things that are different. There's going to be big crowds. There's going to be people wanting autographs and pictures and take you off your routine, which is fine. You should embrace it and enjoy it. But Saturday and Sunday need to get back into your routine. What you do to prep for games. Your hydration needs to be right. It's going to be steaming hot. So I think we've done a good job of kind of laying out what to expect as far as that. And you don't know until you do it, right? So these guys are like, okay, I know Coach is saying there's going to be tons of Oakley guys and Wilson rep and you get new gear and all this, but like you don't know until you get that stuff. And then, the crowd at the hotel was just like Coach E told us it would be. So we're 1 for 1 as a coaching staff right now. We didn't lie to him yet. But I think we did a really good job Tuesday of hammering out those details. And then Wednesday, it's kind of what we would do every time we'd go on the road. So I'm not going to bring it up because I'm a superstitious guy, but we had a pretty good road record this year. We purposely went on the road early in the season to play a really good Georgia Southern team on purpose so that our guys are kind of ready for any type of attack, especially when it's cold and it was windy down there and you're facing arms for the first time in a year and a half. So I think our mentality as road dogs have kind of been the same throughout the entire year. I'm not worried about the guys sleeping in the hotel beds. They're, someone might post something like, oh, I saw this guy at Georgia. But for the most part, we've never had an issue off the field or with any, type of tomfoolery going on. These guys want to win. And I don't think it'll change this week.
So how does it? I mean, has it really set in for you that like y'all are in the College World Series, or is it? I mean, no, you said business as usual, but like at one point, are you going to take in the moment? I guess.
I'll probably take it in Sunday pregame. I think you told me that, Wayne. And last time I was on, that like, man, you should look up. It's a full crowd super regional, and I did for the first time because usually I'm just wired about the defense or whatever.
Yeah.
Frank's yelling at me about it. No, I think I will pregame on Sunday, but then it's as a coach, my job is to make sure that these boys are focused and enjoying it. I can enjoy it on the back end of like, man, this team is really special.
Right.
I don't feel like there's any pressure from any outside noise or our fan base or our players or coaching staff that like, oh my gosh, you have to win. I think it's more the mentality is we come into every single game, like I've said, with no fear but respect. And we're going to throw our best punch every time. And if our best punch is what it took that day, then heck, I like our guys in a lot of fights.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little hoarse. When you hit 6 home runs, I'll kind of blame you for losing my voice. But I can't imagine if I was at Texas A&M in those last 3 innings, I'd have at least these home runs were kind of spread out throughout the game. But we've heard a lot about TD Ameritrade, and it is a little bigger than Lindsey Nelson. We know. But like, does that affect you guys at all, or what are your kind of thoughts on just playing at a bigger stadium?
No, and every team that plays us knows what our approach is because they have really good scouting departments. Every team, especially this week, will be well coached. But teams in our league are so well coached that they know our approach. It's not to leave the yard. We take really aggressive swings towards the middle of the field at all times. We like to fight and compete with 2 strikes, but we never leave our approach before that. But for anyone saying that like we try to hit home runs or we rely on the home run ball, the numbers don't even back that up. So and I mean, I'm not trying to get into a feud with people sliding into my DMs, but there's a certain team that isn't playing anymore that does rely on that, and their fan base is very vocal about our ballpark, and it's not the same. So
you don't have to say any names, but I was at the store before the show, and I almost bought an NC State hat to wear, but I opted out.
Oh man. No, and look, I got a lot of respect for those guys, and one of my better friends is on their staff.
And you said it though. Every team in Super Regional, LSU, y'all swept them, but every team earned the right to be there. Like it was going to be a challenge, even for the number 1 team in the nation, the best team in the SEC. By what they did in the season, like it wasn't easy for them. Every team that was there last week deserved to be there, and some teams earned even more.
Our scouting guy, Sean McCann, who's incredible. He's our director of scouting. He recruited me at K-State. He's been with Tony forever. He has nightmares for that LSU lineup the next 2 years, and he was very vocal about it. So that's a really good team. They just ran out of gas. Marceau was a little taxed, but he's a superstar. He's going to go really high in next month's draft, and he's deserving. It's very deserving. Losing Jaden Hill, you don't want to say the injury bugs because we dealt with it all year as well. But they kind of just a lot of freshmen had to step up and they threw more innings than they're used to, and it kind of just ran out of gas at the end. Where our guys are pretty relentless as far as having tough at bats and working counts and not giving in, like I said. So for all the the naysayers or the loud yellers on Twitter that think we only hit home runs, I mean, we average more pitches per at bat than any team in the country. So
fun stat. I like that.
There's a fun stat for you.
I like it.
Here's another stat, and it's I don't know where y'all want to get to as far as runs, but I don't know if you know
more
this,
than the other team, Landon.
Exactly.
One more than the other team.
But when you get 5 runs, y'all are 42-4. So I mean did you know that or?
No, I didn't. I knew that we did a good job in the
hired.
league. You should be. McCann needs you as his top intern.
Yeah, there you go.
We do a good job in the league. I knew that as far as like keeping runs to a minimum. It's because we throw a lot of strikes, but we're more, susceptible to the home run ball just because we do throw a lot of strikes. So the same teams that, complain about our park get to play in it. And at the end of the day, when you have Chad Dallas like he is, or like he was on Saturday, you always like your chance to win. The way Blake Tidwell threw the ball, even though he gave up 3 home runs and 6 runs, we still felt like he threw the ball really well. And he did a really good job in that moment to kind of continue the streak that he's been putting together some quality starts. So for us, I think Frank does an unbelievable job with the pitchers. You've heard it plenty. And I guess I'm just, the 18th, 100th guy to piggyback that take. But he's very demanding on pounding the strike zone and letting the other team beat you and trusting your offense and trusting your defenders. And it's worked.
Yeah, when you give when you don't let anybody on base, a solo shot isn't that bad.
Sure. And Cheese is the captain of doing it, and his room's like 3 down from me, so I hope you can hear me yelling.
I also love this Cheese. I don't know why he does it, but every single pitch he just.
That's a golf move. Have you done that with your left arm yet? Get the sleeve up, let the.
No, you don't invite me to play golf.
Well, I'm letting you listen. You talk about taking it game by game. I'm letting you get out of the games, and then we're gonna hit the links. No problem.
Well, then I'm gonna have camp, and you're not gonna be able to play when I can play at 9:00 at night.
Oh, no, that's the perfect. Oh, summer night golf's perfect. Don't test me on that.
Let's get the glow in the dark balls.
With the flashlights. The flashlights that you're looking down.
Yeah.
No, I will say this though. As good as the stuff is in our league, and our league is really talented. There's a team here that's really good at it too, that's in our league, but I don't know if there's better than that as far as giving up a home run and the next pitch is let's go right back at them, next task type deal. So I will give our pitchers credit where it's deserved there, that they don't give in. They trust their offense, they trust their defense, and they're just going to keep putting it in there.
And how big of a boost was that on Saturday to have that lightning delay and have Chad Dallas come right back out there and just shove it?
It was good for all of us. I mean, even the coaching staff, man, I was wired. I was fired up. That was probably too much. I was fretting a little bit, and me and Adam Lowe, our head man, thing that we don't fret. And it was a good reset. Guys, some of our spread was still in there, and Liam was like pounding a plate up. I'm like, you got to play shortstop in 25 minutes.
You throw up.
Just kind of relax. Yeah. They all kind of just relaxed,
Dang.
There was a time for them to go there, and no one said anything. It was just like, guys, we're not playing like ourselves. Let's go out there, and we're going to score this next half, and then we're going to get going. And Jordan Beck had a really good strike swing in an inning. And once we got that one, even though they run an inning or innings later, we just felt like we were right there ready to do it, Whereas at the beginning of the game, we felt like we have no chance, Not that we don't have no chance, but we were so sped up. It felt like, man, we might never get to that level of loose focus that we're so good at. And then the lightning happened.
Right.
Well, what's that too? What's that Sunday? Because Sunday and Saturday, you mentioned Saturday was just a grind to the end.
Yeah.
How hard is the mindset to stay in it? You get up big on Sunday. How hard is it to still be aggressive, keep that same focus of next pitch? Because, at that point, it's hard not to be like, hey, we've done it. We're here. I know we've got 3 innings left, but, this is a cushy lead. Is it easier to be aggressive on Sunday, or is it easier to be aggressive on a game like Saturday where it's like, we're just a run ahead. We've got several pitches to finish out here. What are those mentalities like? Because I hope we see a couple of both, honestly, just for good baseball's sake. But also, I don't mind seeing Tennessee win big.
This is going to be maybe a little off kilter of your question, but I've been thinking it the last couple minutes, so I'm just going to say it. And I've always promised to be honest with you too. So after you went Saturday night, the narrative the whole week was magical retirement run, not going to be able to beat a team 5 times. Doesn't matter what the lineup's like or what the rosters are made up of. When our guys won on Saturday night, a 4th win, when I walked into the park Sunday, LSU had no shot. Didn't matter who they picked. Didn't matter how good they played. The atmosphere in our clubhouse, in our dugout, in our pre-routine or our pregame prep, guys going through their infield, guys going through their, batting. It seemed different. It was it was like there's no chance. These guys have no chance, and they didn't.
I love it.
So
no, they didn't. Not for the first at bat.
Yeah, and Dylan Cruz is such a freak that
Good God.
It doesn't matter who was. Dude, it didn't matter. DeGrom, he was getting hit off DeGrom that night. He's just different. He's a different level of animal. But we knew that. Like, we do enough prep where we know that. But the atmosphere was there was no chance. Where there might have been some tension Saturday night, and even guys like Gilbert and Russell had admitted it early, there was none Sunday. It was little. This is done. We are ready to get. You're having camp Monday, Kiv. It is done. So, and then I guess like to win, sometimes, especially in the middle of the year, like we'd have big Saturday wins and then have a lull, especially early on a Sunday. It didn't matter if we won or lost that Sunday. It just like kind of felt like that. I think playing another night game helped, or excuse me, I think playing not at noon helped. But the guys just kind of, they won, deep breath, reset, it's over. And that's honest to God how it felt.
Yeah, it was. I thought Jake Rucker was going to throw Maneri a retirement party just by himself.
Steady Eddie, dude. No one talks about that guy ever.
He's so consistent.
He's in the 3-hole in the SEC since he was a freshman. He's a freak. He's got the best hand speed on our team. He might have an at bat where you think, God, this guy is horrible. He's swinging at balls that are hitting the green and the turf, and then over the 100. So. He's just steady Eddie, period.
I've got his kind of bat stance that when he gets out of the box and he does that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that gets me fired up, man.
He does his routine every time, and it takes all 20 seconds of that 20-second clock, and no one ever.
Him and Liam Spence both have it. You're like, I know what they're doing. They step out.
This 2-strike split he does.
Yeah.
And then we have Pete Durke's. He adjusts his gloves every single time.
I love
His
it.
takes a while too. I don't know if there's a play clock violation, but Pete's probably pushing it.
Wasn't Pete a freshman when you guys were in college? I feel like
probably. I think when my dad was in college, he went to UT in the 70s. I think Pete was.
He's Perry Ellis of Kansas.
Yeah, he is. Hey, I know that because I went to K-State. I 31 right now.
Hey, but that was it. Talking about awesome moments that have happened in Lindsey Nelson. I think as a coach, and as a player, that's the kind of exit you want, right? You get to walk off knowing you're winning, you're moving on, standing ovation. What a moment, like for a guy that's been there and just grinded his entire career. That was awesome.
So cool. It's also really cool because he wanted to score it on the Pavloni double. So it was really cool that he got that moment, and he deserves it. He's got the most games played in Orange and Tennessee baseball history. And then we scored a run because Christian Scott couldn't really run, and he came in. It was literally the best of both worlds. So, and you know what? If that game was even within – if Russell didn't hit that homer, Pete would have stayed in because that game was not out of reach. And
right.
By scoreboard standards, so he would have stayed in just in case he needed another at bat. But Russell giving us a big spark there in the 7th really helped.
Yeah, he actually was a freshman when I was a senior in college.
No way!
I love that.
Yeah,
that is so awesome.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. So I do too want to ask about, because you made me feel bad about asking good journalistic questions here. So who has the two questions? Who's you mentioned going back into the locker room, everything's kind of just relaxed. Who's the guy that cracks the first joke? Who's the glue guy who just keeps spirits high? Did I lose you?
So Russell will crack the joke.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got you now. I got you now.
This is awkward.
Almost got that bad connection.
Minutes. It's probably me.
We're good
in this hotel.
Okay.
Russell will be the first guy to try and tell a joke, but like everyone's like, "Oh, that's like the stick." Russell's the funny guy. Liam's the guy. Russell. People are gonna get they're gonna listen to me and be so mad about this, but like Liam's like, he's the guy, you know.
I love it. It helps to have the accent, right?
Yeah, having that Australian accent's got to be
absolutely.
And then I had one more. Who's the best celebration guy? Because I thought it was Vitello with the flip and the roll, whatever you want to call it. Nothing electric like that on Sunday. So who's the guy that I need to be keeping eyes on the celebrations over the next 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, the bat flip is obviously Gilbert.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a psycho. Hey, don't. There's a little tea party at the corner of the dugout with Cortland Lawson, Kirby Cannell, and Chad Dallas. Don't sleep on those guys. They got someone down there. They've done it the whole year. They call it like the Nut House or something. They have like one's walnut, peanut, and chestnut or something. Who knows?
We're printing the shirts. Or Gilbert can print the shirts. I'll let him do it.
Oh, Gilbert, I can't wait to see what he's wearing at our breakfast tomorrow because that guy. So, but no, I think those guys you don't want to sleep on. They have some good celebrations.
Kirby's a big ass slap guy. He's always the first one after the home run. He throws the hat on and he's in there. He's ready. Yeah, he's ready to party.
He's in charge of the daddy hat, so I think he just kind of embraces it.
Yeah, when you come on the field of Big and Rich, you kind of have to be that guy.
Yeah, he's got the mustache and the hair and the lefty arm. So, you know what? I think Kirby likes to play as long as possible for the per diem because he ain't afraid to get a steak now. He ain't afraid to go out there and get a steak. So, I know that those dudes were juiced about that. I think one of the chants after they won it was more per diem, but I don't know
there you go.
how much they're giving.
That's the great that I feel like that defines NCAA athletics right there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get too coachy on you, but what a great time to go to Omaha when NIL starts on July 1. You guys can build your brand up this week and then take advantage of it on July 1 as much as you can. So
absolutely.
That's I mean, if I'm like I don't know, a mental institution maybe for Gilbert, but I think there should be plenty of commercials that could be filmed for some of the returners, the guys that'll come back next year.
Yeah, I don't know if an SEC campus has ever seen this many personalities because, like you said, it's normally the football. Lately, maybe some of the basketball guys. Now, Tennessee baseball is getting in on the action. There, you might see some faces on some billboards here. I mean, Peyton Manning was obviously a little jealous, right? He had to get in on it. He had to
get in on our love. No, you know what's crazy? Peyton told us when he threw out the first pitch against Arkansas that he'll see us in Omaha, and he meant it. And that's the first time, Vitello was like, man, that's the first time he's ever said something like that. So I think he kind of felt the vibes when he was there because our guys aren't they don't get starstruck and they really obviously respect Peyton. They're just like shooting the shit with them like they're homies. Like, man, like on the Parmesan commercial, did you do that like a lot of times? Like how many takes was that? I mean, there's questions being asked and all sorts of.
So can we get your best Omaha?
The one, yeah, go. No, I had to do it on the plane today, and I'm happy to be here, but I had to pay the piper because I was making fun of Vitello's acting, and I had to get it, which I wasn't good either. But hey, I say I was good. I just said he was bad.
What did you tell him? Did you tell him he was like a Hallmark Channel actor, or what kind of shade you throw at him?
Asked him like a guy that can speak to anybody at any situation. It wasn't like an audience. It wasn't like you were on the Tonight Show. Like you were stuttering like you were on.
Like you're on more important issues.
Yeah. See, yeah, perfect. It's perfect. Hopefully we get him back. We'll see because I'm excited for this trash talk. If we hopefully maybe get him back in a second. I think what I appreciated though was the bad acting of the entire video. It felt like two dads just cutting it up.
Right. Yeah. The dad jokes and the cheesiness, that's what made it.
Right.
I mean, everything Peyton Manning does in a commercial is cheesy.
True. 100%.
Everything.
I hear him coming in and out. Hopefully we get him one more time, get to tell him good luck as they the Vols Sunday, Virginia, UVA.
Yeah, UVA. I know that they don't have the best record, and I listened to that 11.7 podcast with Ben Upton and Dimitri, and they like rank the teams like 1 through 8. They have Virginia at 8. I don't know if that makes me feel good or bad.
They do watch a lot of they're not watching just SEC,
right?
Like they do watch a lot of baseball.
I think part of it too is, I mean, the record's not great. It's like 38.5.
Yeah,
like it's not incredible.
Before we get into it, we got Kiv back. All right, we're good. Oh, he might have left. He might have thought we just kicked him out. We had him. I saw him moving around on the screen, but I wasn't able to get him back in time. Maybe we can get him back on the show real quick before. I know he's got a team dinner. We always appreciate his time, and I know those guys are in Omaha. They're having fun. Maybe we can get him back on to real quick to say goodbye and get his thoughts on the final thoughts on the Tony Vitello commercial, I guess is what you call it. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Skit. It was very SNL skitty. You know, I know it wasn't on SNL, but it felt like maybe an SNL promo. So maybe that's why I got nervous.
I mean, it felt like a nationwide commercial.
Yeah, I thought he was auditioning for Lauren. So, but yeah, sorry. What were you saying about Virginia, real quick? I sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, they're 38-25. They didn't win their conference. You know, I think they could have lost to Dallas Baptist, but I think the road that Tennessee's, you know, to Omaha, you know, it's kind of nice to have like the number 8 team that you're playing first off.
You took and that too, and like I mean, regardless, if you were looking at the two sides, I'd rather be on this side than the other. Yeah,
100%. So, especially the way NC State looked against Arkansas.
But that's not just like it wasn't just like the draw. Like you took care of business to get there, and you're the number 3 team and put yourself in a great position. Kiv, we got you back.
I have to connect to the internet. There's so many people here now that it's just my Wi-Fi on this volunteer plan is not good.
we gotta upgrade that Wi-Fi package.
I know. I'm hoping that in the negotiations that Tony's hoping they're helping out the volunteers. That's all I can hope.
There you go. I like that. I don't know where we were at there at the end of it. I think you were making fun of Vitello.
I was making fun of Vitello because he can't act. All I said was to him that there's no reason to be nervous. The only person in the office during that commercial was Chad. he could have had a little. He was even sitting at his desk like. I'm like, dude, that posture was off the charts, but you looked stiff.
That was good posture. You're right. You're right about that. Now that's it's been really cool to see. Again, cutest guys on campus or whatever in the school. It's you tweeted it too, like how great the environment was inside the stadium, outside the stadium. It was just it was a ton of fun. I was at the watch party on Sunday, so I appreciate the 6 home runs, getting the fans outside the stadium involved. You know, playing to us. That was good.
It cooled us down a little bit. It was kind of hot. I was outside for the watch party before the game and watching the Virginia Dallas Baptist game, and there's people beside me, and they dropped some ice out of their cooler that you're not supposed to have. A guy literally got out of his seat, picked up the ice off the ground, and was rubbing it on his skin.
Nice.
It was the weird. I was like
it's lotion.
Yeah, I was like, I probably should go back in the stadium now. I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah, Landon can't be with the peons.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what. It was nuts, and I think I wish we had recruits. I wish you could or whatever. Or I wish we did.
Football took full advantage of it.
They should, because guess what? You know what? And I actually, guys, my biggest thing I was going to bring to you, I was going to say for the end, I met Coach Eckler.
Yes, that's awesome.
His chili's hot. We have exchanged numbers. And, he sends me gifts.
There you go.
Is it the same? Is it the same GIF over and over? Because he feels like a one GIF guy. Or does he have
sends me a gift that says I'm a gangster, and I'm like sick. And he's like, I need to take some hacks, and I'm like, we're in Omaha. I don't know. You can go down there. It's probably not closed.
He's the kind of guy that would just take like some softball bat and go out to a tree and just start hacking at it.
But the energy is exactly what you see on Twitter and probably at practice and, when he's recruiting. It's relentless. And he's a K-State guy, so we shared some stories and we know some mutual people. But I told him, I was like, hey, I went on this show and said that my chili was hot and I got invited back. So thanks for that one.
Dude, we need to get a video. Do you remember the Ezekiel Elliott, like the Dallas Cowboys, when he just eating that stuff? We need to get you and Eckler at a table eating hot chili. Yeah.
Hey, you know what has good chili? And I'm no free ads because I'm still looking for an NIL deal. But
we are too, actually.
Hey, Drake's has good chili.
Really?
Did you just get chili at Drake's?
It was Sunday and the Browns lost, dude. Leave me alone. Yeah. You tried to make me sound like that was weird. That's not weird.
I didn't know if you got it on something, but if you just got, I'm gonna go to Drake's and get some chili. That's kind of sus. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Not Watson's has good chili too.
They do. Have you had their mac and cheese chili burger? Have you had that? Do they? I don't even know if it's still on the menu, dude. It's good. You can't eat it with your hands. It's a fork and knife deal, but it's good.
No way.
It's that much chili and macaroni on it. It's so good though.
Chili, and then I went, not to like make you sound like the guy that's. Anyway, I got a kale steak Caesar salad. They don't even have it anymore, but it was delicious.
Kale.
I don't think there's not like a bad spot to eat down there. There just isn't. Even that Japanese restaurant that I think they I don't even know what
it's weird. It's weird.
It tastes good. I've had it.
Dude, a good breakfast place. I don't know. Have you had Ruby Sunshine?
Yeah, I had brunch there. It's delicious.
Dude, fantastic.
Here's the problem is I didn't take COVID seriously with my body. And now we're about to do official visits again, and I'm just going to get fatter.
So much Calhouns.
My Nike order for next year is going to have to be 2 X's in front of it.
Doubling up.
Dang.
Can you tell where do you take the official visits? Where's the spot in Knoxville?
Man, we do a bunch of stuff. Like if we're on a big party, we'll do Brazieros and just let the boys just get red meat disease for
that's smart.
But we like to do local joints for breakfast. Like we'll do Pete's just because some guys love it. We do my goodness, and they have the best cinnamon roll.
Hey, that's a smart
Scrambled Jake's.
Oh yes, Scrambled Jake's is good. Pete's though, I'm pretty sure that's how I got my girlfriend locked into a deal because I took her there on like our first time ever getting breakfast, and she was like, we got to come back. So
dude, it's awesome. Quick service. So if she didn't like you, she could have got out of there quick. The other one I liked that we go to a lot as a team is Gourmet Market, or what used to be Ollie's.
Yeah,
that's a shining star for the Vols baseball team. So they get a shout out. They deserve it. That's the whole postseason. And then we'll take advantage of like a Zoe's snack, and then go to like Ruth Chris. I mean, we kind of feel out what the guy. Like, dude, Chivo is a hot spot for some of our guys. And then we kind of just, Vitello does such a good job, like, feeling out what the guy is like as a person. And then, like, I'm not saying we have high maintenance guys, but if, like, you need to, like, booze it up a little, like, make sure it's, like, an expensive ticket, we'll go to, like, Ruth Chris, or, like, Lonesome Dove or something. But if this guy's, like, a homie, and most of the guys we recruit are, that they're like, man, I just want something Knoxville. Like, give me something Knoxville. We'll do Dead End. We'll do Sweet Peas. We'll take them to Calhoun's for the scenery. We'll and the tradition there. I mean, shoot, the Vol Navy. We'll do, obviously, I said Chivo. We'll mix in Gourmet. We'll mix in Scrambled Jakes. It's fun. I love official visits just because you get to know the kids a little bit better. And most of the time in baseball, they're committed. So we do a good job of bringing in an entire class at one time, and it's fun. I'm glad the world's back to normal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's gotta be hard to recruit without really. I mean, for the kids too, to not really get on, get onto the campuses and feel,
unfair to the kids, and they should be able to decommit. And look, I'm not telling our guys to decommit, but
right.
they should be able to, like, without people wearing them out on Twitter. They made a decision because they felt pressure for a year when, and I'm not saying we did this or anyone else did, but for the most part, I know this for a fact. It's not a very subjective statement that coaches didn't have anything else to do besides talk on the phone and Zoom and FaceTime. So what are they doing? They're always doing it and pressuring them and like, hey, I know you're not going to see it, but you're going to love it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
That's why the portal's got 2,800 names.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so I know we just kind of gone on a different topic, but recruiting, how so you obviously, you go away to school at Kansas, pretty good little drive from home.
Sure.
How important is the actual feel of the city you're in, the location of the school, not just the school itself? How important is that to these guys coming in and when you're seeking out your home for 3-4 years, whatever it may be?
Whenever I'm driving them back to the airport, I tell them, dude, this is just two friends talking. I'm not telling anybody this. Could you see yourself living here after college? When you sign your big check in the first round, could you see yourself moving back here and starting a family here? And if they say yes, I know we have a good chance. The city is so important. The fan base is so important. And I'm not trying to pull my boss's boss and say text a buddy, because you're allowed to be critical. You're allowed to have passion and emotion, and you're allowed to talk it out. But talk it out in general or hammer me and Vitello and Heupel and, Rick Barnes, yell at us. The kids do not deserve that. Remember, they're kids.
Right.
So if they don't play well, you've had a bad day at work before. I've had a bad podcast with you before. I've ran bad camps, and no one yells at me, right? Yell at us, not the kids. And I think our fan base has done a really good job ever since the chaos that ensued early this year to now of, hey, this is just the basketball team. They didn't underachieve. They just ran out of gas and had some injuries. Everyone accepted that and was very understanding of that for the most part, at least what I saw. I'm sure there was some attacks, but they love that team. Our team, as much as I want to win a national championship, and that is the plan when you come down here, is to win. If we fall short, I don't have any doubt in my mind that Vol fans will be proud. They're not going to attack us or our players. You know what I mean? When the football team wins 9, 10, 11 games, I'm a realist, and look, I hope they win every game. But let's just be honest. If they win 10 games, don't fret about the 2. We need to be happy with the momentum.
Dude, I'll be happy with 6 at this point.
Hey, dude. Here's what I ask: If we win 8 games next year, and I had this conversation with Zerker, we should. That's when you extend a guy. That's when you say, let's keep going with this guy. Keep this band together, because look at the most successful teams on campus. And I'm not being the D word about this. I'm just being honest. We've had no staff attrition in 4 years. Yeah. The Weeklies have had 1 staff attrition in the last 15 years or 14 years. Rick Barnes has attrition because they go to head coaches, not because they're leaving to go somewhere else or getting fired.
Right.
So his staff, in my eyes, have been together for 5 years as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We have to keep a good group together so that these kids can feel comfortable with their workplace. Because at the end of the day, no matter, and obviously social media is way bigger in football and basketball, but if they don't feel comfortable at their workplace, they're not going to succeed, period. You just don't. And that's what Tony Vitello does every day, is to make sure we have the best workplace environment in the entire country every single day.
I love it.
Yeah, you got me fired up, son.
Yeah. I mean, not just for this week either.
All right. Wish me luck, because I need to go eat this steak. Q literally has texted me 15 times and is like, yo, I don't care about your podcast. He told me that 15 times. So, and he's buying dinner. So I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you letting me come back on. It's been such a fun year. if we win a natty, I'm jumping back on, but I'm having coaches pops with you guys. We'll pop some champagne. If not, maybe I'll jump on in the summer and you can pump my camp.
Hey, let's
anytime.
Let's make it easier.
Yeah. Anytime you're here. All right. Just you holler at us. We'll get you on.
Yeah.
All right. You owe me a round of golf too. See you, boys. I appreciate it.
I owe you a few. You're
See you, man. Good luck.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.
I love it. That was Vols assistant coach Ross Kivett. Yeah, good show. That was fun. Seriously, I don't have anything else to say about Omaha. I'm actually glad he mentioned the staff because I did kind of mean to ask about that. Like the staff's been together the entire time, and it truly seems like everyone loves Tennessee. Like, what's that kind of feeling like? And I mean, he described it better than
I don't know if he's if you're reading between the lines. To me, that's saying the staff ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and what's funny is I don't think he came on to do that. Like I think that was just him talking about Tennessee. I don't think that had anything. I don't even think that is in that staff's mind from what I just gathered. So that was
and they're not rehearsed. They come on and they're just genuine people.
Yeah,
and that's that's why we like to get these guys. I mean, they've been great to us over the past couple of years. I mean, we joked about Pete Durkee being, but we've literally these guys were freshmen when we started really covering this team. So it's crazy to see the success that they've had over the past couple of years and see 100%. It kind of, I guess, come to – it's not at an end yet, but, this is it. This is what you worked for 4 years to get to.
Yeah, and, I mean, he said it. You want to win it all. That's why you're in Omaha, but they know what they've done this season. It's something to be proud of. Dude, this is I said it before the show, kind of everything after this is kind of just gravy. You want that ring. You want to wear the hats that, you get after the, after you get that final out. But at the end of the day, you've won 50 games. This has been the best. This has been the best season in Tennessee baseball history. I don't think that's all. I guess you could argue there's some, some that are close to it. But, I mean, when you look at the amount of wins, you can't tell me college baseball isn't at its peak right now. Hopefully, it isn't downhill from here, but it's definitely the best across the board it's been. And Tennessee's done this and done it with what you would say a new staff, a new head coach that are, they're just 4 years into it. It's been incredible to watch, and their mindsets. I don't see it going away anytime soon. It was interesting to kind of get their feel on, not too much, but a little bit into the official visits because I've kind of wondered how this staff kind of selects its guys because it seems like everyone kind of has similar personalities. They don't all look the same or act the same, but they all kind of have that same dude about them. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of interesting to see how that filling out process goes. And I'm ready for Virginia on Sunday. There's no doubt about it. I'll be at full mast until probably 6 p.m. until I get on the show on Sunday night to celebrate a victory. 5 wins away. 5 wins away from getting it all, right?
5 wins, yeah.
Just 5 wins left. I like the way it's laid out for Tennessee. Not that it's going to be easy. Nothing's easy from here on out. It's all a grind, but it definitely you did what you needed to do and put yourself in the best situation.
Yeah,
you're in a great situation.
Yeah, and that's about all you can do. You're here to come here and win. But your goal was to make it to Omaha, and then the rest kind of works itself out. Just kind of like the Final Four, and you were talking about the official visits, and I think he mentioned Rick Barnes and how they like that staff. I think they kind of take after that staff when it comes to recruiting guys that fit, number one.
Right.
And that's Rick Barnes. I think they play pickup. They play 5-on-5 when official visitors come in and stuff like that. And then, I'm sure Rick Barnes gets a ton of feedback from the players and just be like, hey, he doesn't fit here, or, this guy's a good fit. Let's go get him. I'm sure it's a lot like that over at this. I'd love to talk more about recruiting in baseball because it's not a thing that's covered a lot. But
and it's kind of a weird. It's hard to recruit in baseball because a lot of the guys you're going after, may never step foot on a college baseball field. That's just the way the guys you really want. So it's definitely kind of a world that's a little unknown, honestly.
Yeah, and guys are committing when they're freshmen in high school, and,
Right.
like Tennessee has a commit at Farragut who was a freshman last year. Like it's just, and there's not a lot of decommits and stuff like that in baseball. Usually, when it's done, it's done. And I did read something on right after the Arkansas and Tennessee thing that maybe it was about recruiting a Tennessee commit. After he'd already committed. I don't know if that's one of those unwritten rules, but usually, like when a kid commits in baseball, usually they're done.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to talk it more. I'm sure, Kid mentioned coming on the show, so I'm sure we'll get plenty of opportunities, maybe even in the fall and summer months to.
Dude, I'll pop a
discuss
champagne bottle on here.
I meant to. Did you see where apparently Omaha may run out of beer? They don't have enough beer apparently. They think so. I meant to tell Kid they need to load up before next Sunday or Monday, whatever the game would be.
If they tell me, hey, we'll pay for your ticket and pay for your gas, I'll bring a truck of beer down there.
Landon, that's a felony, bud. You can't be transporting alcohol beyond state lines. What are you doing?
Is that real?
I don't think it's a felony. I made that up, but I think it is illegal.
It's just beer.
I think it is illegal.
What about seltzers only? That's not a felony.
Seltzers, you're good. You're definitely good. I'm with you there. I'll be in Omaha, and like you said, the first thing they say they need.
Did anybody forget their lucky cleats or gloves? Because I'll be happy to fly out there with it.
Absolutely, and I did.
If we make the championship series, I'm going.
Are you?
Yeah,
you decided it.
Yeah,
I'm jealous of you. Maybe I'll hop on a flight with you. I need to be there. But
sorry, Chad, I might have to cancel your bachelor party, but I'm going to Omaha.
All right, let's first off, great show live from Omaha. We're back in Knoxville and Johnson City. We that was a great episode live. Quick. Very, very quick. Real quick, let's touch on some football stuff. I'll give Kiv, this is no hate at all. We just don't have a lot of time left. You can have all of our time. If you didn't have to go to dinner, the whole show would have been that. So I'm not complaining. But Neyland, it's at 100% capacity. That's kind of expected news, but also good to get. I will be back in Neyland. More important issues tailgate is a go.
Dude, we're planning it out. Was it yet? It was yesterday.
I meant to call you last night. I'm sorry, but
you're good.
But yeah, we talked about it a little bit. It's
sorry I keep coughing, dude. I don't know what is happening to my throat. I literally think it's from yelling on Sunday. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Because who gets freaking like a sinus infection?
People in East Tennessee.
Well, I mean, who gets one in the dead heat of summer?
People in East Tennessee.
I guess so.
It's very East Tennessee of you.
It just caught me. I don't know. But yeah, it's no surprise that we're at full capacity.
Right.
I mean, baseball just wins, so again, read between the lines. But that's cool. Do we think it gets to full capacity this season? I don't know.
I think you will for the big games at least.
Right.
I don't know about for them all. But
you think the first game is a sellout?
Who is it? I don't even know.
Bowling Green, sorry.
No. I was like, surely it's not Pitt. Pitt's early. Pitt could, if you're 2-0 going into Pitt, is that what you would be?
Yes.
I think there's a possibility, yeah. If you play good.
Pitt is your second.
Pitt's second?
Game. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe not then. But Pitt, I think has a possibility just because it's an opponent you don't always play. Season ticket holders that weren't there last year are going to want to get in. I think it's possible, your big games and Pitt included in that. Yeah, I think you'll see it.
It does suck. It's at noon. The pick
that does suck. I think you'll see at least 2 or 3 games at 100,000 though. So
yeah, that'd be cool. I do know that Danny White said that he'll have some new stuff planned out for the fans and stuff.
I really think after this weekend, at least for the big games, I think you got to have a watch party outside the stadium. So many people come to the games just to tailgate, or come before the games just to tailgate, and just to experience like the Vol Walk and stuff. I think if you did something like that at like Circle Park where you already have a kind of thing set up, or something like that, you keep 5, maybe 10,000 people there. And you kind of keep that environment special. And you can't do it for every game. Bowling Green, that's not the case. But Alabama, Florida, Georgia, I mean, if the weather's good, Kentucky, you could easily have a very similar environment that you did outside Lindsey Nelson.
So who's at home?
At home, it is Georgia and South Carolina this year, I guess, are your big ones.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Georgia, I mean, that one's going to be in November, so that one's probably going to be pretty packed.
Yeah.
South Carolina will probably be packed. But, dude, those two teams are terrible.
South Carolina?
South Carolina and Tennessee.
Yeah. It does look like a win on the schedule, though. Might get some more seats in the butts in the stands.
You know what pissed me off, and this is kind of going back to baseball a little bit, but I did have this pulled up that Tony Vitello won't get a bonus unless he wins a national championship.
Yeah,
because he took a pay cut. And
I was about to say, I'm not blaming it on Tony.
No, it's not. He did it for the school.
Well, Jeremy Pruitt did take one. It was the assistant coaches that didn't. It was Cheney. It was, I don't remember all of them, but I
think he gave up his bonus, but not his salary.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, all those other coaches, besides T. Martin and Jay Graham, were the only two that gave it up. Yeah, that's so stupid.
Very stupid. I hope, someone mentioned it. Maybe when this restructure happens, maybe there's some back pay coming Vitello's way. There certainly should be. You made plenty of money these last 2 weekends. Negotiate
that in your contract. Yeah. Hey, I should have got that. Give me that money that you gave the fired assistant coaches.
Exactly.
I mean, karma is a big old.
Well, I told you, that came out middle of the season. I said, this feels like the beginning of the end for this staff.
Yeah.
Didn't think it would happen when it happened. I thought it would happen much earlier if it happened. I'm not agreeing with the way it happened, but dude, I was thinking about that today. Philip Fulmer at that presser where they got fired for recruiting violations said, well, recruiting's certainly been good. I mean, what the crap?
And then he hired Kevin Steele.
So that was fun. Let's stay with the bad news for football. Which is funny. I think baseball's taken so many minds off of it. I didn't even see you when you sent that. I had to go look up what you meant. I didn't even see that Wideman had been reported that he left.
Yeah.
Which I know it kind of flew under the radar. He has apparently been gone since like spring ball, and it was kind of confirmed this week. But yeah, Malachi Wideman is no longer with the program. If you're like me and just missed it.
Yeah, I know somebody from Fanside had tweeted like, "This is a big hit to Tennessee's passing game." How? I mean, what do you have, like 2 catches last year?
Sure, if you're going off projections, you could call it that. But yeah, you can't look back and say that.
The kid's a freak athlete, but I mean, you should have been able to get on the field more last year. You can blame that on Jeremy Pruitt or Jim Chaney or whoever, but. A guy that athletic should have found the field. So that makes me think it's maybe not football-wise. It's probably between the ears is what I'm kind of gathering.
Right. And
I haven't really read anything on it because, I'm kind of like you. I don't care.
I certainly don't care right now. Obviously, you don't want to see a guy leave the program, especially this late when it feels like he didn't have to. And I think he is a hit. You mentioned him being a freak athlete. He had a ton of potential. But I think it certainly, takes away some depth, but that's probably Tennessee's deepest position though, too, if you want to look at it that way, a wide receiver. But it's not great, but baseball certainly took my mind off of it. I missed it. So
and from what we heard about the spring, I mean, we didn't really hear anything about.
Well, I think he was only there for like a week. So
okay,
yeah, from the article I read, I think it was 247.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read anything about it because I just could care less about bad news right now because I'm so fired up for baseball.
Right.
But yeah, like we didn't hear really anything about him, and if I don't think he was going to start.
No.
Could he got some reps, but maybe. But you got Velus Jones, Jalen Hyatt. Cedric Tillman's had a good spring. Jimmy Callaway, Ramel Keaton's had some experience. I think you got plenty of capable bodies. Jimmy Holiday's another one. Walker Merrill apparently had a really good spring. Anderson Kobe. So I think there's plenty of options there. And I hate that he's leaving because he was such a freak athlete. I did see somebody ask Austin Price, What is his status with the basketball team? Oh man,
Still there.
Yeah, he's showing up for sure. I mean, if you can't make it with the football program, there's no way in hell you're making it with the basketball program.
So is he the JJ Peterson of the basketball program?
Yeah, probably.
Oh man. All right.
Probably.
Well, anything else for football or Wideman leaving, anything like that?
No, I'm excited for tailgating. I'm
very excited for tailgating.
It's been close. It'll be 2 years.
It'll be 2 years since I think the last tailgate would have been. And we didn't even tailgate, but the last tailgate I've been to, if you don't include what we did last year, that was more of a watch party. Last tailgate I've been to was Vanderbilt in 2019. So the Juwan Jennings stomping on the last time I've been in Neyland.
What was the last time we threw a big tailgate?
I'd have to go back and look at the games. We didn't do that game because it was piss poor and rain. So we went to Cool Beans, and then we ended up going to someone's tailgate. Mm-hmm. In the piss pouring rain. It did piss pour rain. We were good weathermen that day, but I don't remember. I can go back.
Was it South Carolina? That just seems so long ago.
South Carolina was a noon game, so I mean we tailgated, but it wasn't a big tailgate. The last tailgate we did, I'm almost there. Oh wait, maybe South Carolina. I'm thinking of Mississippi State. It was South Carolina. You're right.
It was South Carolina? Okay.
Yeah, October 26th.
Dang.
Almost got in a fight that game, speaking of fights.
With a Tennessee fan?
No, South Carolina fan that game.
Was it in the stadium?
Yeah, in the stadium. He was hammered, and it would have been an easy win. I'll tell you that. If I wanted just, if it was a week I was down and wanted to eat, he almost fell over on his own. So
you should have just helped him out.
Yeah, I should have taken the easy dub. I had high ground too. That's why I was like, why are you talking trash to me? You're a row below me. It's not smart.
Tennessee in one.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And Tennessee did take care of business that game. I don't know if you guys remember, because it's few and far between, but they did take care of business.
Yeah, it was so long ago before we actually took care of business.
It was very long ago. Speaking of what's trending, Suns in 4, dude. That video, I know we talked about it on Sunday. That's a fantastic video.
Yeah, dude. Did that dude get thrown out? I don't know what.
He did get escorted out, but I think since so many people vouched for him, he didn't get like those other dudes probably got banned from the arena for life or whatever. Apparently, he didn't. So good for him. Yeah, it's a lot of dubs, and he's Devin Booker reached out to him.
Yeah, there you go.
So he's winning.
Devin Booker needs another bodyguard, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude's definitely a hockey player, right?
He's seen the interview I heard with him. He just seems like a guy that was just right place, right time. I don't think he's a fighter. I think he was just
really. I mean,
you know how I talked me. You know how I talked about easy dubs. I think he was right place, right time. He got an easy dub.
Yeah, he had cut 2 easy dubs. The other guy wanted no part of it.
Oh yeah, you didn't have to touch the other guy and you won. Yeah. For sure. Speaking of fights, this is what's trending. I don't know if you saw this. You may not even know what this is. So there was a Monday qualifier for the Corn Ferry Tour, I think. I don't remember. One of the smaller tours, not the PGA Tour.
Corn Ferry?
And, yeah, that's the name of one of the lower tours for the PGA. There was a fight on the course. 2 guys had to withdraw from the tournament. One guy was arrested. I haven't seen the video. I haven't seen the news article yet. I haven't read it, but I don't know what's got to happen at a professional golf event for you to get in a fist fight. So,
yeah, I'm not a fighter, man.
I'm not either. Which I feel like you guys are calling bullcrap with what the last stories you've heard on this podcast, but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter, and that you have to do something to somebody else for me to get heated. If you do it to me, I don't really. I mean, if you hit me, obviously I'm gonna hit back. But just talking smack to me, that doesn't really bother me. But like if you said something to my wife, I will kill you.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, I will kill you. Liam Neeson style. I had some what's trending, I think.
I can keep rolling, no worries. Speaking of golf, U.S. Open this week. If you guys want a winner, John Rahm looking for revenge. Maybe he had to withdraw from the Memorial. Was it the Memorial? Yeah, because he tested positive for COVID. He is good for the Open, and I think he's coming back with a vengeance. I'm going. He's my winner.
John Rahm.
John Rahm.
Who's DeChambeau or Dustin Johnson? Who's winning out of those two? Who's higher?
Who finishes higher?
Yeah.
DeChambeau just won a U.S. Open. Dustin Johnson played good last week. No, yeah, he did. Top for 10th. Yeah, he ended up costing me money. I had him for some reason. I don't know. He was tied for 10th. Wouldn't you consider that finishing top 10?
Yeah.
Well, like split the money. So I don't understand it. I don't know. Like, I think I would take Dustin Johnson just because DeChambeau is going to probably be in some tough spots. Like the rough at Torrey Pines is terrible. And, I mean, DeChambeau's going to take chances with the long club. So I got to imagine he's going to be in some trouble this week. So I would take Dustin Johnson over DeChambeau. But if you're talking about the two guys that are like into it right now with each other, Brooks and DeChambeau, is that who you meant?
No, because I think there's
is there a boost?
Yeah, a boost of which one finishes higher.
Gotcha. Okay. But I think DeChambeau finishes in front of Brooks Koepka.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we called it. Mike Bianco has been on campus at LSU and interviewed for the job.
Wait, so was that real? I know it got tweeted, but like, was it like was it from a legit person? It's like source. That's what I mean.
Damn it, Caleb. I don't know.
Well, these people just tweeting out.
Like, yeah, I hear you. It's Tim Fletcher.
I mean, that could be LSU's version of Jimmy Homs.
It could. Yeah, I do need to probably the Tim Fletcher show is what tweeted it.
Okay, I mean, maybe it's legit. I don't know. It wasn't T-Bob though, right?
3,000.
I don't know anything about
followers.
Listen,
I have, and I don't believe anything that I say. So, yeah,
I'll buy into it with you though. That's fine with me.
We called it though.
I like it.
Let's see. Man, that makes me so. I don't know why I didn't check. I usually do, but
no, you're fine. I'm sorry for calling you out. I feel bad now.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I've got more college baseball though on my what's trending. 11.7 approved. They were originally denied media passes at Omaha. NCAA. What about that? Walking back and reversing their decision, and they'll be there. They'll be in Omaha.
Wait, who?
11.7. They got denied.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
And I love that. They should be there. Approved. They should be one of the. I mean, they're the only people besides like D1 baseball covering nationally consistently.
Yeah, I listened to their podcast talking about the super regionals, and Ben Upton.
I haven't listened this week yet.
Said,
no spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding. I mean, it's a lot. It's about games.
He did say like that's a baseball school, and Tennessee fans deserve it. They've really answered the call to show up for this program, and yeah, he just kind of mentioned that Tennessee is a baseball school, and I'm like, we are, and I'm okay with that.
Who was it that tweeted it? I think it was Mark Pankratz. He's like, Tennessee's not a football school or a basketball school or a baseball school. They're just passionate, just, I can't remember what he said. I need to find it. But he was like, they're just crazy. Like, you win and they will show up.
We yearn for wins.
Yes, if you are winning, they will show up, no questions asked, any time of the day. Here, I'll read exactly what he says. We'll give some credit to him. It was not as far down on my timeline as I thought it was. Now I've lost it. Let's see. The University of Tennessee isn't a football school. It isn't a basketball school. It isn't a baseball school, etc. It's a school supported by the most passionate and proud fan base in the country. It doesn't matter the sport, win, and the fan support is unmatched. Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Mark. I tried and failed. So It's just true. It's 100% true. I've got two more. USA soccer jerseys, new kits, and they look phenomenal. I'm a big fan. They look beautiful. I wonder if I don't know if they're just men's or women's. I wonder if the women wore them tonight though. They played in Nigeria. I don't know. I don't know if they wore them tonight though, but they're beautiful. They just released them today. Gorgeous.
My next one is the National College Baseball Writers Association. That is a mouthful. Released their All-American teams, and Chad Dallas is a third-team All-American. Much
Better than
deserved.
none. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you're an All-American, but you can't make All-SEC. That's not a shot at Chad Dallas. That's a shot at the SEC.
Right. I feel like that's a slap in the face to the voters of that. So
yeah, I know. Kiv said Marceau is a stud, and he might be, but he ended up 7-7 on the year, and Chad Dallas was 11-1 as a Friday night starter. So,
and I would guess that Chad probably has more strikeouts because, like Kiv mentioned, and Tennessee attacks the zone.
Yeah.
So chances are he has more. Yeah, chances are he might have more. I don't know what the stats say, but okay. My last one. This is me coming at it kind of blind. Maybe you've read it. LeBron. Does the ring count? Does his latest championship count? Because now he's saying they shouldn't have played.
Dude,
he said it. He was about it.
It's pissing me off. It's so annoying.
I haven't read the whole thing, but he's going on about
just be quiet.
Well, he was going on. I assume it was in relation. Is Chris Paul is the only one that's like injured right now, right? Like at least recent injury.
Yeah, I know. So I think Major League Baseball is insane with injuries. Right? Like it was like when every good player in fantasy got hurt like 2 years ago. You remember that? That's kind of how it's like in baseball right now.
Yeah, so he just went on a big tirade. So
I do think, and I think the Nets should absolutely win a NBA championship because they did not have to go through the bubble. Right. I think that's, and I don't know exactly who else, but I know the Nets didn't. But like, if you didn't have to go through the bubble, like you should have an up if you got a good team, obviously. But I mean, with their super team and not having to go through the bubble, getting that extra time off, I just think that. I mean, I'll say this about LeBron. I'm not making excuses for him because I think he's been annoying. Really annoying, but to be 34 years old and get 2 months off and have to play another full season, that's tough.
Okay, let's not call it a full season, what he plays.
Oh, right. I mean, right. He didn't play, like he was injured. And
well, he's not even just always, he battles some injuries because he's 34, but a lot of this is just load management.
Yeah.
That's another thing, too.
Yeah. He plays 38 minutes.
He's been doing load management his entire career. And so, like, I don't know. It's just,
I don't know. It's just.
I'm not saying it can't improve. I'm not saying it can't improve, but like, LeBron's been playing the game how he's wanted to his entire career, like playing the season. So It's like, I don't know. It's just, and I feel like that's if you can do that, great. If you can win games and do that, great. If you can't, then it's because you're going to have to be better than the best. And could you injure yourself doing that? Sure, but isn't that just kind of part of the game?
Yeah, and I'm not just talking about the Lakers. I mean, the Heat made it to the finals. They got blown out in 4 games. The Raptors didn't. I think they got beat. The Celtics got whooped, and they got a really good team. I just think that those teams that were in the bubble just really struggled throughout the season, and then when it got to playoffs, they were just gassed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that's whatever. My point is LeBron's ring doesn't count. That's my point.
Yeah, it doesn't count. That's fine. And the one team that you kind of wanted to see win it, then Chris Paul gets hurt.
Yeah.
Like after the Suns in 4 thing, I'm like, dude, I hope they win it now. Suns in 4.
Is the Jazz Clippers game? Is that tonight? When is that?
Yes. And then the Hawks play the 76ers.
If I wasn't so exhausted, I'm not watching NBA tonight. But nah, way too tired. I'll be getting off here and go to bed. And y'all are going, Caleb, it's 9:20. Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
I got a full belly. Raven made steaks. She had to go get her last COVID shot. So she got home and made steaks. I literally ate that last bite at 7:55, and I was like, I gotta go.
Oh, what a stud. Shoving it.
So, yeah, I'm just sitting on a full belly, just trying to, like, hold my eyes open.
Love it.
We're getting old, man.
I know.
We're getting Pete Darkale.
Well, I stayed up until freaking 5 a.m. this last Saturday, so just celebrating a Tennessee victory. Just me. No one with me.
So much. I went to the beach, and then I went to Nashville. Like, I'm gassed.
Yeah,
like, I'm so excited this wedding is in Knoxville because –
yeah, you are.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, you're gone a lot too.
I do. Next weekend, I'll be in Johnson City, and I'm not getting off my couch. Like, I might go play some golf, but in Johnson City. Like, I'm not going to Sevierville. I'm not going to Knoxville. I mean, if Kid wants to fly me up to Omaha, I'll buy him a round of drinks and golf, but I'm not going anywhere. So
yeah, I mean, I would have snuck on the bottom of that charter bus.
fly me in the
yeah, just act like I'm like a catcher's bag.
Yeah, I'm luggage.
Yeah, we should have talked to Chad a little bit more on that. He maybe could have pulled a few strings.
We'll be there next year with the team. No worries.
For sure.
No worries.
Yeah, this is just a common thing. Like, we'll just be there.
So you can't go. We can't go every year, but Tennessee can.
Right.
Okay. Stupidity's an epidemic. What you got?
I think I got one. It is Southern Slams baseball. I don't know what kind of name that is.
Yeah.
But they comment on the Tennessee baseball, the Omaha video with Peyton and Vitello, and said, I knew it was going to involve Peyton Manning before even watching because Tennessee sure does enjoy clinging to that man like the Braves cling to their 90s legends. What does that even mean?
Well, I tweeted back at him. I was like, did you figure that out all by yourself? Like the joke since Peyton threw out the first pitch has been Omaha. Like, it's been a correlation. I was like, whoa, buddy, you were able to put those two together? How?
Good job,
all by yourself?
I love what the baseball team just obliterated.
Oh, they went at them.
They said, I see the wannabe Barstool account is still fishing for those likes. Keep up the good work, fellas.
Also, like, since Tennessee fans, what's their name on Twitter?
Southern Slams baseball.
Since that, if you go look at it, they're like all about Tennessee. The last like couple tweets, they've been like,
I'm just so confused. Like, what is it?
I think they're trying to cover SEC baseball, but I don't know. It also in their bio it says
for each one.
No clue, but in their bio it says Hawks and 6.
So it's a guy who runs it and runs it as his own personal page.
I guess. I have no idea. But he's in Bristol tonight, I guess, and he's been trying to like really, really make,
I'm so glad when we created this that we didn't do that because
just talk random shit.
Yeah, just like if the Yankees won tonight on more important issues, like who the hell would listen to that?
Yeah, I mean, no one is the point.
Yeah, we would not have any followers. So
yeah, so they're at Bristol
Motor Speedway. Help you out.
Yeah, apparently they're at Bristol Motor Speedway, and like they've just been tweeting like, oh, they tweeted Tennessee football needs to play an annual game at Bristol Motor Speedway under the lights. That's my biggest Tennessee take for today. It's like, dude, shut the hell up. Nobody cares about you.
And no one wants to do that.
No, everyone was like, that's the worst idea ever.
Yeah. Speaking of stupidity, that's another one.
That is
just
a bad take. That's a really
were you there? That's absolutely no.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, it was cool, but like never again.
Right.
Never again.
It'd be easier for you now.
It would be. I would throw a nasty tailgate. No problem. Everyone's invited.
Everyone. That's all I got for stupidity.
I thought I had one. I mean, I could always go. Someone on Saturday night, I get the full tweet because I was probably a couple cups in. This is at 2 a.m. was a screenshot. But just a great back and forth with Wes Rucker. I don't know what it was in regards to. Wes had
did he say
frame jersey? I think it was a frame jersey. I don't know whose it was, and said something like, I thought he would send me like I don't know, like dog shit, but it's this. And someone was like, I'll have to go find the tweet now. But someone was like, yeah, I would rather have the dog shit than that from you. And he tried to respond, and it was terrible. It was just so bad.
thought you were going to say he took credit for Jake Rucker's 2 home runs against.
I'm sure that tweet's theirs. I
feel so bad for Jake. I mean, he's probably like, damn it, why do I have to have the same last name as that dude?
I love that. I love that we're on the same page about this guy with someone else that we're, what I'm talking about. God dang it. I don't know where it's at. It looks like he's deleted it, honestly. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, good for him. That was a smart move. Very, very smart move.
Guys, I do have a confirmation for a tailgate. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah, breaking news. Go.
Shotsky.
Shotsky, yes. I'm too old, but Shotsky. I'll watch you guys do it.
A 12-footer.
12. I'll be the proud dad smiling in the back while everybody takes their Shotsky, but I'm too old for shots. Too old.
Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, shut up. I know.
I mean, we're going to be doing Shotsky at 10 a.m.
Oh, for sure. For sure. What I was going to say, I meant to talk because Kiv didn't like my idea of the band, I don't think, last time we had him on. I told him I was an idea guy. Did you see this week where a minor league team, instead of playing like walk-up music over the loudspeakers, they had a band behind home plate?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Dude, it'd be even funnier a mariachi band.
I mean, I think it was pretty much that.
Nice.
It was pretty weird. So, but it was also kind of cool.
Somebody did bring up the band when I was sitting at that watch party for a little bit. They're like, instead of the loudspeaker, why don't we just have the band come?
Yeah, see, that's not good. But I do think for big Saturday night games, I don't know how it would work because I'm sure baseball has rules about that. Well, I don't know. Cowbells at Mississippi State. But I mean,
dude, why do they have all the
let's establish this. I'll let you get your point across in a second. Rocky Top is great by the Osborne Brothers, phenomenal. But as far as in the stadium, nothing beats Pride of the Southland playing it.
Yeah, I mean they're both heaters.
They're both heaters, but the Pride of the Southland is a much more stadium Rocky Top. It's way better.
Yeah. Maybe when we get that full stadium vibe, like we have the stadium all the way around, maybe that it's got to be held in. It can't just go outside of the stadium, just like Tennessee's home run balls.
And a Pride of the Southland national anthem is way better than Jerry Stackhouse. So,
dude, what was that?
He wasn't bad. I'll give him that. He knew his limits.
Bad. He wasn't.
I was impressed. He wasn't great. He knew his limits, which is all you can ask.
Right.
It's like a guy who goes out and stands on the pitcher's mound and tries to throw the first pitch. If you can't make it to home plate, just walk down in front of it. No one's going to shame you.
Yeah.
Like Peyton. Peyton he didn't get on the mound. Credit to him. He was also wearing white shoes. He might have played into it.
Yeah, he thought the mound was artificial turf too. But I want to know why do all the big time people in Knoxville sit on the porch? I get it's a party. I get it. But you're so far away. Josh Dobbs, Grant Williams is out on the porch. Dude, put their ass right behind home plate.
I think it's like you said, it's the party environment. There's no seats. It's kind of just rowdy. I think it's great. I think I would. I would almost rather. I don't know, because like you said, you want to see the action, but the Ole Miss. I need a better environment than what the porch has right now. I need beers flying on home runs. I need beers flying like Ole Miss. So, you okay? Got a plug on the screen?
Yeah. Well, no. I was seeing if my dad was in this actual picture behind.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because his seats are right there, so I don't know if he is or not.
Let's see. Well, now you're gonna go full screen there if I do that. Let me see if we can. No. Oh gosh, that's in your face. We can check after. I was gonna try to do it.
That's fine.
In the middle, but yeah, it won't work. I don't have anything else, guys. Omaha Sunday, 2 p.m. We'll be here afterwards. I plan on celebrating. Regardless, Tennessee's gonna be I like that, the mentality of just pitch by pitch, whether you're up 6 or you're down 1 or whatever it may be, up 1. Tennessee's just kind of got that same mentality there. He called I think he was referring to Jake Rucker, Steady Eddie. Like that's kind of the whole team. Like they kind of just have this even kill about them, and the approach is a very, very much so a championship approach. And I'm not saying they're definitely going to win it or anything, but they definitely have the mentality to go do it. That's why they've gotten this far. Other teams have that mentality. It's why they've gotten that far. But Tennessee's got a lot going for them right now. 5-game win streak. They've also and like I said, they just have a mentality that sets them apart. And best team in school history. I'll say it right now. 50 wins. I mean, the stat that you gave Kiv, and I know we talked about it on Sunday. 42 wins. That's good. 42 wins is good. You were just talking about when they score 5 runs or more.
Yeah, 42-4.
They won a lot of ball games this year. I don't think they're done. I think you're going to see that add on to that total. 2 weeks in Omaha, and hey, I don't think that may not be our last live show from Omaha.
Yeah, I mean, we do have another kind of championship series is that Monday, so maybe we get them on for maybe late Sunday night after a win.
Yeah, he doesn't know that we booked him into a full deal. He doesn't know that.
He signed the contract.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going to be another great atmosphere. I hope it's painted orange. Unfortunately, we're not able to go due to work, but we made that championship series. My bank account can suck it up.
I like it.
But that's all we got. You got anything else? You good?
That's it. Shout out to Dylan for producing again. We appreciate you.
Yeah, Dylan. My guy.
There you go. Hey, look, come for the curtain call. I like it.
I had one more thing if I could add.
Yeah.
I've got Stupidity is an Epidemic. It's a little late, but I just thought of it. Herm Edwards at Arizona State, with all that's been going on with their program that got released today about like recruiting violations, paying players, everything like that. You go back to what happened earlier. Arizona State's president or athletic director, whatever it was, called Tennessee a mess during our coaching search, which rightfully so. I mean, yeah, he wasn't wrong, but
it's an easy shot.
Bring up old tweets. That's been
a
focus
the
all
pot
day.
calling the kettle black.
Yeah. So that was
mine.
I just thought that's pretty ironic.
Yeah, and you're Herm Edwards. You can't be 87 and cheating. You're going to get caught.
Yeah, come on, Herm.
Not exactly as spry as he used to be.
Playoffs. Yeah, that's great. That's a great point. Well, guys, appreciate y'all. Appreciate Kiv coming on. Good luck to the Vols. Playing Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
I guess I don't even know what time zone they're
Central.
Okay.
So 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Yep.
Go Vols. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.